Hi, Andrea. All right, I'm going to do your 30-minute spiritual healing now. I'm going to read a little bit from what you shared with me so others can have an understanding or balance with the work that I'm going to do. It's pretty unique and special that you've got the courage to share this on YouTube based on your challenges. So I'm really proud of you for that. And I think a lot of us are going to appreciate this being shared openly because a lot of us experience stuff like this too. So, if you didn't notice, I'm wearing glasses because I have to wear glasses to read, and my eyes have been, I haven't been wearing them as much as I should be. So, okay, so I'm going to read this. It says, Andrea says, I've been feeling stuck for a while now. Like I have moments of inspiration of creating and doing things, but it's like there is some invisible heavy energy that always stops me, doesn't let me do anything. I have this constant background anxiety and a recurring strong fear of rejection or being wrong, of being disapproved of and criticized. The last one has been really a huge issue for me. And then you say, I'm somehow very afraid not only to share with people who I am, what I like, but also to actually focus on and realize for myself who I am and what I like. This is really unique. But it's also something I think I too have been in this predicament before myself. So I can't wait to see what we'll find here. But you had also said that I feel this huge blockage even when writing you this. Like I feel really guilty for writing this. And you say, and I know it sounds weird. So I guess if you could help me with my identifying, releasing this blockage, that would be amazing. So we're going to explore this and see what we find out, okay? Andrea, good job for sharing this openly. That's step one. Step one in changing is doing the last thing you think you could possibly do. Okay, so... all right, I'm just going to relax here. So I got to wear my glasses so I can see clear in the spirit realm. Okay. I'm just waiting for this connection. It's really strange. I'm trying to get into you. I feel a heavier energy as I'm exploring this. It's getting closer and closer, but it's a very slow experience of traveling, of trying to get to you. Your energy field feels very dense and very slow. I'm literally trying, I'm invisibly doing this, like trying to get to you. There's smiles and they're saying you're getting there. There's something about this wisdom, so we'll just keep going. I'm seeing myself literally as if, so I'm trying to get to your orb sphere so I can see you and see what it looks like in there. They're not allowing me, or I am allowed to, but the experience is literally like I'm clawing through invisible energy to trying to swim to get to you. And so I'm able to see a version of me literally like trying to claw through some invisible stuff, trying to get into your spiritual atmosphere. It's almost like like really tall weeds or something going over my head, and I'm trying to push them out of the way, but everything's invisible, and I'm just really just trying to get to you. I'm stopping. I'm stopping my motion. I'm inspired to do something differently here. I'm not going to I'm not going to be disoriented by the way that you feel. I'm going to alter this now. So just give me a minute. I'm trying something different here, and then I'll tell you what happens, okay? This is in my exploration of getting to you. I literally am choosing to blast off. I stopped here where I was, and it's not very far from you, but it's so hard to get to you. And so I stopped where I am and chose to rocket off. And I just did. I just rocketed off. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, but that is the choice my soul made. I'm rocketing, and I'm inspired to fly around in space. and I'm flying in the sky of like Earth atmosphere, but I'm also flying in a different version of darkness, like space atmosphere. I'm flying in two different scenes. One is sort of here, one is up here. So we've got like a blue sky with some clouds and some really dark sky with stars. And I'm going places, but also I feel like I can't decide which scene do I want to be in. Do I want to be in the scene with the blue sky and the clouds, or do I want to be in the scene with the space sky? I can't make up my mind. But I did make a choice. I chose to actually skyrocket, but now I'm sort of confused again. I want to get there, though. I'm so determined to get past all this. This is part of the wisdom here. So I feel happier. I'm making a decision and saying, you know what? I'm going to go with space, because space is kind of cool. It feels expansive. It's infinite. There's stars, there's planets, there's other beings out here. There's so much more out here than just Earth atmosphere. We can go to infinity and beyond out here in space. So I'm inspired to make a choice, and I'm choosing outer space. And now I'm flying through outer space. And I'm going fast. And I'm feeling really alive by it. I'm feeling really excited and motivated. I feel good. I feel good with this choice. I don't know where I'm going to go to, but I feel like I want to go to a planet. I feel like there's a planet I need to go to. I'm starting to explore this one. It's interesting because this scene from outer space is sort of different than what you... It's almost cartoonish. Like, it's not as physical as I want it to be, but it's totally an experience that I'm getting to enjoy right now. So I'm just picking this planet. It literally has purple rings around it. There's about 3 that are in the line that I see from this distance, and its purple is really beautiful. And then it has quite a brown sort of terrain to it. I don't see like ocean blue or green. It's sort of brown. So I'm kind of going in. It's not a normal atmosphere. It's as if there's 0 clouds at all across the entire planet. So if I descend down, there's absolutely no clouds or anything. It's just completely invisible. All I can see is brown everywhere. It feels like that is brown ground. So I'm still trying to get there. I'm trying really hard. I really want to land here. There's something that just makes me feel like I can't be here right now. Like maybe now isn't the right time. It's odd, the planet is now turning to look at me, and on the planet is a big smile and eyeballs and like a mustache, and he's laughing at me. He's literally growing arms and saying, haha, you can't come land on me because you can't actually choose to be here. It's sort of it's something odd here. And there's something I'll be doing, but all I can do right now is tell you what comes. I'm telling you, I'm saying, are you going to just let that planet laugh at you, or are you going to go down there? I'm choosing to see that you are here with me, and I'm holding your hand, and I'm saying, let's go together. We can do it together. You want to. You're showing me that there's something odd about the way that going down there makes you feel. There's something like like if you have a flashlight, it kind of creates light like this. And so I see from your sort of heart portal a light of attachment to this laughing planet. And if you try to go past this barrier of light attached to your body, it's like you can't move. It's almost like it creates a thick, solid wall that prevents you from going forward. I'm going to dissolve this. And there's some fear that you are experiencing in this too. Because the feeling is you want to go there, but there must be a reason why you're not feeling right about it. So maybe you should go somewhere else. And I'm saying you wanted to go here. This is right. This actually is the right choice. What is wrong is this odd barrier here that makes you feel like there's a solid wall in front of you when there's nothing solid there at all. Light to us is not solid. Light does not create a solid barrier. It does not. So don't let it. I'm doing work here for you. I'm detaching you from some sort of band that was around that area. It's almost like this light piece was like a belt belted onto you. So I unbelted it, and then I'm taking you up, and then we're going to try and get to it this way. I wasn't able to dissolve it. We're flying really fast now to the ground of this place. We are determined now. We're going to the ground. I'm saying we are on the ground. No more thinking. We just are on the ground now. You're trying. I'm really trying to help you as well. You can't seem to choose to be on the ground yet. I was asking you what is holding you back. Some hand was holding your hand that was holding you back, and it wasn't my hand. I'm just watching this taking place and interacting with you. I'm watching you and understanding you. This is helping. I'm actually feeling energy shifts inside my own body. This is actually helping you right now. I'm to release that grip and help you to see that there is nothing holding you back. I am choosing to enter into your body and speak for you and say openly, I am free. There is nothing holding me back. There is nothing holding me back. There is no block. There is nothing holding me back from experiencing my dreams wherever I want to go. I'm having you say all of this from your heart. As we do this, there's energy that is releasing. You are on the ground of a brown, desolate planet. I mean, there's nothing here. It's just, they're just sort of like canyons that are all brown, and they're not very tall either. The ground is just, it's not exactly sand. It's sort of dusty. There's nothing. And I mean, there are some versions of some very thinner, I'm looking around here at the sky, but I'm really focusing on helping you to speak, you're standing on the ground right now, and this is helping. And I'm releasing energy from your heart portal sphere. This energy is coming out in a calamity of different objects, smaller ones. I don't know what they are. It's helping. It's a slow process, but it's working. I'm choosing, so you need to say this too in your own life. You have to say this. Andrew, you have to say, there are no blocks that are preventing me from experiencing all of the dreams I've ever wanted to attain. That is what keeps coming. They're wanting me to help program you to see, know, feel, believe, trust that you are entirely free without anything holding you back. Something about your development, soul journey, had you believing, I relate to these conundrums in my own life. I've also come into these sort of odd nets where it just, I can't figure out, should I go right, should I go left, what do I do with my life? But it's more serious than that, where it just feels like I really can't figure out what to do, so I'm just gonna not do anything. I guess I'll just lay here and stare at the ceiling for 2 hours, because I can't really figure out what else to do right now. I've done this before. So it's all very slow. It's so slow. The experience of this work is so slow. I gotta do something to shatter this. I have to do something to speed up your flow of energy, because you can't get thoughts. I mean, you can't push mud through a garden hose. You know what I mean? You can't get the thoughts twirling through your mind when it's really heavy. I mean, you're really heavy. And it's almost a solid energy mass. And so to break that up, you got to start doing some things like actually taking charge and starting to say things to yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror every day and say things like, I am awesome. I am great. I'm going to write down one thing, just one thing, and I'm going to do this one thing, and I'm not going to second guess, question. It's just going to happen, and that's it. I'm not going to let anything get in the way of it. I'm not going to wait until the last minute and then decide, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do this. You have to actually alter this behavior somewhere, but somehow by doing little things like this, talking to yourself in the mirror and saying, I do not have any blocks. My spiritual atmosphere is filled with light and energy and inspiration and passion. You have to start speaking these things. And then when you speak, you actually choose the reality. So when you choose the reality, that the reality kind of chooses you and makes you feel like this, then it kind of starts to become the real reality. So how do you change the real reality? You have to alter it by choosing to alter it. And it's hard to alter this one, because it feels like the reality has chosen you, and it's sticky and it's heavy and it makes it hard to get the thoughts to bing around in there, right? But I'm literally doing work right now in your spiritual atmosphere to break this up. This will help you a lot, okay? This is a technique. This works. If you're doing energy work and you're exploring work of this kind, this helps. I literally scream in the spirit realm, in the spiritual atmosphere. The screaming alters it's not like I'm screaming in terror. I'm like screaming in love, and I'm altering the vibration through creating sounds, really intense, massive sounds that alter vibrations, especially slow vibrations, need some impact, some intensity. So we create it. We create it through sound. So I'm doing this for you. It's not overwhelming. It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to break up this matter. This is good. This is helping. This is working. In the process of doing this, there's some odd reactions to this. This has been a while. It's been here for a while. It's just kind of piling on top of each other. So there's more energy pile up. And so I'm definitely breaking it up, but it's still sticky, and there's some illusionary veins here that are starting to showcase themselves, and I'm trying to get in deeper to figure out what else is here. This advice, though, is good. This advice will be the medicine that helps as well. So after I'm done doing this work, keep saying stuff like this. I don't have any blocks. I'm free. I'm a wonderful person. I am loved by everybody. I have clarity. I am grounded. When you say this stuff over and over again, it actually creates your reality for you. And it can feel frustrating. Your body's going to react like, why am I even saying this? This is never going to work. That's your ego telling you not to do what you actually need to do. And that's your ego saying, I'm kind of comfortable with this because this is what I've known, and I relate to this. So now you're changing things and making me feel uncomfortable, and I'm not going to let you do it. It's going to fight back a little bit by making it feel confusing and tell you it's not going to work. It's going to work. I'm still breaking stuff up here while I'm talking, okay? And I'm helping to clean it off of your body too. This is a big deal. This thing is really jammed up the energy flow all over the place. So you just have, it's sort of like goo got caked in there to every part of it. There's just energy not flowing right at all everywhere. Everything just, like, all the tubes are jammed full of gook, and we got to clean out the pipes. Everything's got to get opened up. Fresh air, breathing of fresh air into the body, really oxygenating it, really oxygenating the brain, really get the fresh air flowing in around everywhere. Releasing a lot of old energies, especially coming out of the head right now. We're just going to release as much as we can for you. It's sort of pouring out, and I'm talking to you. I'm saying, you ready to release this stuff? You ready to get this garbage out of there? I'm motivating you, okay? I'm inspiring you to move your body as well. I'm inspiring you to pick up your feet and move them around, move your body. I'm inspiring you to get peppier, energized, inspired, full of passion. full of dreams and knowing that these dreams are attainable. These are real. So when I'm doing this, part of you is just like, it just feels exhausted for me. And I'm saying, no, we're doing this. We're doing this. And part of you says, whoa, this is a lot for me right now. and so I'm going to slow down a little bit, just a little bit, and we'll see what this is about. As I'm trying to get you moving, a part of you is just like, please stop. This is really overwhelming me. It's too much energy for me. I'm not used to this. That's what it says to me. I said, okay, well, let's just stand here and I'll keep pulling out old energy and see how you're feeling then. So I'm letting you just relax for a minute, and I'm going to continue to pull out some old energy. That actually was overwhelming. It was a lot, maybe too much energy. You're not used to that sort of impact flow. So I'm watching you. You're feeling good you're actually really happy right now. You're fine you're like, thank you for stopping for a little bit. And you're starting to feel energized from me just being respectful of your needs. So this is helping a lot. I'm pulling out some massive energy, just pent up old energy, especially around sort of like torso area. It doesn't have a structure. It's just a mass. It's just pulling masses of old energy out. It's got a darker hue to it. Pulling it out. This is pretty massive. It's sticky too. I'm going to use Usui Reiki, and then that will help as well. So I'm just focusing and saying the symbol names and creating a violet flame of energy around you. And I'm just focusing. I'll be quiet for a minute while I do this. Some crazy stuff just happened. Basically, so I was speaking to heaven to allow release of this. And so as I was doing that, you actually started being motivated to scream as well, to create emphasis or energy, which helped it come out. Well, also helped other sort of energies come out too. This is really good. We're creating energy through activity, through sounds, through choices to release from this stuff, right? And while all this is suddenly happening here, I'm being taken into a hand looking at sort of an old book, and there's some old writing in it. It's just an old book. I mean, hundreds of years old. And then I don't know what's going to happen next. So that's where we're at right now. And we're flipping through, thumbing through pages and stuff. I can hear the sound of pages of an old book. The paper is thicker. This is a very clean, pristine, I mean, it's not old, decayed or anything. It's it's like a brand new. The pages are thicker, which is, I didn't expect that. So I don't know why. I just I really want to read this story. I really need to read this story. That's what's going on right now. I'm just inspired. I'm really taking in the information. I have to know what happens here. I just need to know what happens here. So I'm still going through this book very quickly. I'm telling you, at rapid speed. I'm not slowly and then contemplating or analyzing the way the writing it or anything. I'm literally I mean just summing through a 1,000-page book really fast, and really need to get to the end of this really badly. And I can't just read the last paragraph to know how it ends. I have to read every single paragraph, and I'm just going through one after the other. I like the determination. I like the inspiration. I like the motivation to read the whole story. I'm okay flipping through 1,000 pages because I have motivation and inspiration to do this. So I'm doing it here. Something feels like it is okay to slow down and relax for a moment. There's nothing ill about this experience. There's only positive reflections that I feel from this. You're reading from a table that also has a mirror in front of it. There's some candles here. I look up and I don't see my reflection at all. In fact, I just see behind me is a door opening and somebody is there at the door. I'm not convinced I feel this room is in the shape of a cross that's like a shadow. Like this. I have no reflection at all. There's an entity coming into the room. My nose is itching. Let's see what happens. These candles, I'm looking at the candles. I'm interacting. I'm saying a prayer. I'm doing some work here. I feel good. I feel positive. I feel solid. I'm not concerned about who's at the door. I'm inspired to drink some tea or some sort of something, some liquid. I feel like gypsy or something. But there's some odd reflection of like a Christianity or something. Because of the shadow of the cross. And I'm in the shadow of the cross. I have no reflection at all. But I'm female. And I can see I'm female. I have long black hair. I'm not white, but I have that sort of olive colored skin. There's something gypsy-ish about the way I look. The way I'm dressed, even. The way I feel. It's interesting because there's some interlacing wisdom about magic here. Sort of gypsy-style magic, while simultaneously being in the shadow of the cross or Christianity. I am motivated. I mean, this female knows what she wants, and she is not letting anybody get in her way. She will be who and what she is no matter what. She does not care who comes into this room. I'm reading my book. I am with my candles right now. That's her behavior. I like her style. She's a strong woman. She's still invisible, though. Again, she's gone back to the invisible state. I could see her. Now I was looking at a mirror to see what was behind me, but I didn't see a reflection. When I'm able to see her, I'm standing off to the side looking at her sitting at a chair in front doing all this stuff, right? But now her image is dissolving and becoming invisible to me. She's told to put the book down, put the book away. She feels invisible when she's told to put the book down and put the book away. She is inspired to blow out the candles even of her heart and soul. She is evaporating and I'm no longer able to see her at all. She has no heart or soul when she's not being who and what she is. Now she's in the shadow of the cross. She wants me to bring her spirit back to life. Ask her how she would like me to do this for her. This man is quite rounded, has a reddish sort of hair, a husky man, rounded belly, scruffy mustache, unshaved here, sort of scruffier here, sort of not long hair, not short, reddish, not red, but red brown or something. Darker though. But he's not gypsy-ish. But he's kind of just, I don't know. It kind of makes me think of King Arthur, like the cartoon, The Sword and the Stone. The guy who was the warts master or whatever. He's kind of rounded like that too. And if you haven't seen it though, but kind of that style of mannerism as well. And I mean, they call the boy Arthur, they call him the Wart. So this guy just kind of has that manner about him where he's trying to flip a light on here and it is not coming on. He's turning into a smaller boy as he walks into the room. He feels overwhelmed by this room and by her energy even. He feels small in her presence. But it's interesting because she is choosing to be invisible. There's massive confusion between them. He's overwhelmed by her. However, she doesn't seem to. She is choosing to do as is requested of her when she doesn't. She is the one that's got the power. And they're asking if you feel like you've got the power, Andrea. You feel like you have the power? Or do you feel like the power has you? The power that's even as small as a child. I mean, this man is coming into the room and he is turning into like a 2-year-old in her presence. Her presence, which has become invisible through being told to stop her behavior. She is wanting me to light the candles again for her. So I am. I'm lighting the candles and I'm opening her book. I'm creating a space that kind of reminds me of her style. It's sort of gypsy-ish, where she would be surrounded by lots of family and friends of the same style as well. And then they're mystical. There's some mystical energy about them. She does not belong here, and this is not the right version of a home for her style, for her energy, is not a reflection of her. That's why you look in the mirror and there's no reflection of her. That's because this isn't her at all. This isn't her. So I'm helping her to be in her with her surroundings where the energy is balanced with her reflection. She feels better here. She's showing me that I've created the right space. What is sort of an outdoor bonfire scene with a lot of men and women, children, and they're all happy and singing songs together, and there's quite a liveliness about them all. But I tried to put her out here, but she's really inside of like a tent or whatever. There's a big round circular mirror, and now we have candles that are on a table that even has a cloth, and then there's some instruments on here like stones and stuff. And even this book, and she's standing and showing me she's quite beautiful, and she has this sort of gypsy style, and she's wearing quite a beautiful necklace as well, and so she's beautiful to look at. There's quite a dark puff of energy. She just literally shot it out of her mouth. It was a dark sickness that she had consumed. It is free from her body, and she is free from it. She's not inhaling the experience being the shadow of the cross anymore. She's with family now. She's with friends now. She's able to be herself. She's able to be who and what she is. Not this. Whatever people need her to be to make them feel comfortable about themselves. No, she gets to be herself, and that is beautiful and good. So this is quite unique for you. This is interesting. Trying to see what else comes really quick about this. Telling you a huge mass of energy was just released from your body. She is a reflection of you. This is a true experience. I'm telling you, this was a true experience, and it was contaminating. So that release of dark energy was very good for you to have that. They're saying never stop dancing, never stop being who and what you are. This gypsy woman is quite aligned with your style. She's very mystical. She's spiritual in a very special way, kind of like this. And they're really showing the sounds of laughter and bondedness with those of your kind, and their culture that they all relate to and they are all aligned with, and it's very lively and fun. I'm asking her if she feels alive now. I'm asking her if she knows if there's anything else we can do for Andrea. There's something with the chicken that we just pulled out of your throat. So we just got the chicken out. It's like, are you a chicken? No, we got the chicken out. That was a big deal. All right. There's still some energy that I'm just going to stay with the vein for another minute because I want to just clear it out without jumping out of it. So give me a minute here. This is better. That was quite a lot of energy. I'm telling you, you deserve to feel that for as long as I can hold it in there. And I've just said some more sort of solidifying words with heaven to help all of this work just twirl around and keep twirling and keep motivating you. You're going to feel a lot stronger and way more empowered from this now that this has been given to you. This is really big medicine for you. So that's all I can share for now, Andrea. Thank you very much for this experience. That was really interesting. Thank you for being willing to share this openly so we can all experience it too. It's good for all of us. So now we're all part of this thing together. We're all in the clan together. We're all here to help each other. So you're not alone, okay? We love you. All right. So I'm just going to share this. And for those of you in the audience, if you would like to experience spiritual healing with me, you may do so by visiting my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching.